Hey, good morning, guys. Good morning, Mary. Good morning, Desiree. So I'm trying out the black walnut coffee mug I made. This one may be going to Jason Crocker. I don't know. I haven't heard from him yet. I got to test it out. We had some issues with Eric's mugs. I guess when he got them, the epoxy on the inside wasn't set up or something. I don't know. It was set up whenever I shipped them out, so I don't know. Let's see. Get my chat up there. I need to get with Adam. Well, I don't know if Adam would know, but I got to figure out some stuff on StreamYard. He knows probably way more about StreamYard than I do. Morning, guys. Gracie Lonis, good morning. Hope I said your name right. Yeah, I'm good. I had a little incident with my finger and the wood grinder the other day. I was holding the coffee mug, another coffee mug, and grinding on it with the angle grinder, and got my finger. It hurt. It hurt pretty good. I mean, it didn't go real super deep or anything, and it's pretty well healed up right now. You just can see some of the, well, I can't turn it around there. It's like a blood blister now, kind of. It ain't bad. Right, Catherine? Look at that. Isn't that awesome? Thing is freaking awesome. That right there is from the root flare of a black walnut. A little drip on there. Yes, Dave, glad you called me Gracie. Okay. Coffee is brewing. Oh, what happened here? Desiree said, "Good morning, Dave. Coffee is brewing. Thank goodness for K-Cups." I don't really know what K-Cups is. Is that like one of those espresso machines or something? Probably really fast at making the coffee. I love the way this handle is. Let me move the camera a little bit, because I can hold it like that right there. It makes it pretty nice. You can hold it like this. Well, like that. Like that. I mean, just about any way you might want to hold a coffee mug. It just seems to fit really well in your hand, so I like that handle design. Let's see. Gracie saying, "Hi everybody." Desiree, no, it's a pod you put in a certain coffee maker and can make one cup at a time. Oh, cool. Does it keep coffee warmer? I don't know. This is my first time using it. It's wood, so I mean, it's naturally going to have insulating, properties to it. Probably not. It's not going to keep it as warm as long as something like this right here, probably. But I mean, it's just one cup, so. Hey, Adam, what's up, man? Check it out. What do you think about that? Adam, I need to get with you and see if you know how I can monetize my live videos on StreamYard. I couldn't figure it out. I don't know if there's some settings I need to do on the laptop or something. I don't know. I'm using my phone to do the lives, of course, but I love it, man. Awesome. Got 4 people in here, 4 thumbs up. That is really awesome. You see, I like some of the features that StreamYard has. Like the comments not going away, because right now I don't see the comments. I have to keep touching the screen. But I can't monetize my live videos, and I want them, you know, monetized, of course, whenever I'm putting them up there. Otherwise, I'm not getting any like credit for that. If any of you guys like watch through the commercial or whatever. He said I have no idea about any monetization. Maybe you check with Anthony from CRC. He uses that. Okay. Yeah, hopefully I'll be going out there here before too long. Hope the fan's not too loud for you guys. Hope you don't hear it. But I had to put a fan out here because, man, that humidity is crazy. And right before I went live, the wind wasn't moving at all. Now the wind's kind of moving a little bit. But I had to bring a fan out here so I wasn't just pouring sweat. It was a mad dash to get ready. Hey Connie, what is up? All handmade. Desiree, the cool thing about StreamYard is that you can bring others up on your live with you. I think up to 6 people. I know a few people that use it. Yeah, I've been on a few people's lives. I think I was on Adam's, Joy Bless Life. Yeah, I don't remember how many lives I've popped into, but that's a pretty cool feature to have, because I would love to have Adam on here sometime on mine, just to sit here and talk with you guys. I kind of miss, you know, getting to go out to his place and hang out and have coffee in the morning and stuff, but he lives so far away. A lot of people, when I went out there, they're like, oh, that's awesome, you guys live so close together. It's like, it's really not that close. It's almost 200 miles. Something like probably 170 miles or something, so it's not super close. Everyone saying hi to everybody. Let's see. Let's see. I'm on YouTube. Let's see if this works. Okay. How come when I click on somebody it doesn't highlight them or anything? That's weird. Well, that's weird. So I cannot figure out how to make somebody a moderator. Help me out, Adam. I'm on YouTube live, right? Yeah. I thought I was supposed to be able to just click on somebody's name. Okay, hang on. Okay. There we go. Adam, you are now a moderator. I just thought about that the other day. I was like, I've been doing these lives and I don't have any moderators at all. Come on. Where's the live? Where's the chat? This thing, I'll tell you what. My first mod. Yeah. You want to be a mod, Des? I ain't giving Adam a... He says, I have the power. I wasn't giving him a chance. Like, nope. You know, he don't get to choose. He's going to be a mod on here. Awesome. All right. There you go, Des. You are blue. How about you, Connie? All handmade. You want to be a mod? I trust you, so I'll go ahead and make you a mod. Let's see who else we got in here. Yeah, there we go. Get a few mods in here in case I get some trolls or something. Good morning, Dana LaFell. Possum Run Homestead. Good morning. Possum Run. Aren't you Mama V, right? Isn't that what your channel used to be? Irene Turner, good morning. How are you? Hey, Irene. I don't think I have your email. I've looked for 2 days now through my email trying to find your email. So if you could email me at davidmehood@gmail.com, that'd be awesome. Okay, there it is. All right, awesome. That's cool. She's not even a mod, and she was able to put her email up there. Cool. I wonder if I can screenshot that. There we go. Cool, that worked. Didn't know I could do that while I was live, but that's awesome. Yeah, I've got to get to working on making some spoons. What kind of spoon are you wanting? Are you wanting like a spoon to like cook with, like, you know, that's pretty long that you can stir in a big pot, or I mean, because I don't really want to make like your typical spoon like you go buy at the store for a couple bucks, you know, because I can't compete with that, that's for sure. I mean, it would cost me more for shipping than what I can go to Walmart and buy spoons for. What? Did I miss off the wall prepper? What is this? She said, hey, it off the wall prepper. I don't see him in here. Am I missing the comments? Okay, there's off the wall prepper. Hey, good morning. He said, just got in here. I was in your live yesterday. I just didn't comment. I was too busy. I was just kind of lurking, I guess you'd call it. I do that from time to time. I'll watch a lot of people's videos and not comment just because I'm super busy or whatever, or I'll be listening. I'll have my earbuds in or something, just listen. Like, I don't even think I commented on Coffee with the Crockers this morning. You guys might want to go check that out if you haven't done so already. Of course, when we're done here, they got an announcement that they made on there about possibly some new property or something. I don't want to spill the beans too much. I want you guys to go check out their channel, Coffee with the Crockers. And then there was the Crockers had a video out last night also talking about what they had going on, so go check them out here in a little bit. Big one to cook with. All right, for like a really deep pot, or just kind of a normal size, because the ones I've been making are basically like a coffee scoop, and they're pretty well deep dished. Adam says he's listening more than typing. He's probably pretty busy right now, just listening in and getting things took care of, because it's pretty humid here in Missouri. If you guys aren't from, you know, around in this area, it's not real hot. It's just sticky humid. I think it's supposed to get up in the 80s today. Yesterday we had a high of like 88, and I got out there and was working with the rooster pen and everything, and it's, man, too warm. And then I was trying to figure out where my roosters have been going at night, because they weren't getting in with the hens. And I thought, man, the hens are supposed to be teaching them the ropes, you know. And I couldn't figure out where they were going. And my son, he's like, I need to move my pickup. I said, why? And he goes, damn roosters are getting up on the hood of my truck, scratching it up and pooping everywhere. I was like, well, I know they're not they're not sitting on top of his truck all night or anything. Well, I finally figured it out. They're getting up on the hood of his truck, and they were flying up into the coop, like the upper level of the coop, and that's, I guess, where they were at night. Those boys can fly. They fly pretty good. So last night, right as sun went down, I went around chasing them around and finally got them into the coop with the hens. So hopefully they will figure that out. Off the wall preppers, LOL, playing around with StreamYard. Yeah, I've got to find out more about StreamYard. Like right now I'm on YouTube. I mean, I don't mind YouTube if I could fix the problem with the comments going away. I like using YouTube because I know how to set up the monetization on the live videos and everything. Not that I'll probably get paid much for them, because it's a live and most people don't go back and watch, rewatch lives. I mean, some do, and most of y'all probably skip the ads or whatever when you come in here, which I don't blame you. I mean, I don't have to skip ads because I have YouTube Premium. It's like, I think it's like 10 or 11 bucks a month or something. Basically, my YouTube income pays for my YouTube Premium, so. Desiree said that was a great video and Jared is going live tonight. Yeah, and their video yesterday, they said they were going live tonight, being yesterday. And I kept looking for it. I was like, man, I'm not getting notifications, and they never went live. Irene said, I do that all the time, David. Do what all the time? Help me out here. Off-the-wall prepper doing a special series of prepping on the cheap. Check it out. Awesome. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. Jared's going live tonight to talk about it. Yeah, something about he's selling his property in Texas, I think. The rain helped yesterday. Where are you at that you... Well, did I get rain yesterday? I think we got a little bit of sprinkles. Not a bunch of rain or anything, but it kind of rained off and on. Chicken chasing video coming. No, I didn't have the camera going. You guys don't want to hear me huffing and puffing. Boy, I was getting a little bit angry with the chickens because they were not minding. They kept running off and scattering, going over into the neighbor's yard. I would get all of them but one in the coop, and I would walk around and try to, gently ease the other rooster into the coop. And by the time I got back around there, another one got out, and I was just like, I give up. Need to have a land clearing party at Possum Run soon. Where are they at? Where's Possum Run at? Mr. MT has auto door for the chickens. Yeah, I mean, I don't have an auto door. I kind of wish I did. The chickens usually, like the hens, they put themselves up. But I was trying to get the roosters in before they took off and roosted somewhere else. Because I've not been able to find them here lately. Because I go out there as it's, dusk or whatever. And, I can't find the roosters. All the hens are put up, and I don't like doing that because I don't know where they're at, and they'll probably get taken out eventually. Yeah, I seen MT Homestead had a video out on putting in a new door or something. Come out yesterday, I think. Haven't seen it yet. Does nobody clip chicken wings anymore? I'd rather mine be able to fly and kind of be all natural, like able to defend themselves and that kind of thing. I had ducks, and I used to clip their wings, which was a pain trying to catch them. They were in a fenced-in area, and I would clip one side of their wings just so they couldn't fly out of the fence. And it was like a 7-foot tall fence, and the mallard was the first one that got out, and immediately a neighbor's dog attacked him because he couldn't really fly that well. Somehow he managed to get out of the fence. He could half butt fly. And somehow he got out of the fence, and he couldn't get away from the dog fast enough, and got dispatched, I guess you call it. 12-inch for chili and soup and dipping out a pan. Okay, so you want it kind of like a deep dish. I'll see what I can do. Ernie Hatmaker, what's up, lady? Good to see you in here. A wild one there. Watch out for Ernie. Got to meet her at the last meetup. I think, were you at the first meetup? Seems like you were. And Desiree said, yeah, Jason thought it was Monday yesterday. I totally get it. Like, doing this YouTube stuff, it is super easy to forget what day it is. And that's probably the best thing I like about it, is I don't know what day it is, because it really doesn't matter what day it is. Don't really have nothing to go do or anything, and just kind of get up in the morning without an alarm going off. Just naturally wake up about 5 a.m. and start getting around, make breakfast, get coffee going, start, editing video or whatever I need to get done that day. I probably need to be a little bit more organized. Like, I probably need to set me a schedule, like, and write stuff down, like this, I need to get this video done this day or this done that day. But some days there's so much going on that I can't really just sit down and focus on editing a video. Like the coffee cups for Greenhorn 1 Acre, I still don't have that video edited, and I think this next weekend, or when his next video comes out, is going to have those mugs in that, and then I'll be able to put my video out. So I'd really need to get that done. Oh, Irene said, watch and not say anything. Yeah, I do that quite a bit, because I don't know, like, every time I go into someone's live or something, and I'm like, hey guys, or something, then all of a sudden, like, everybody is saying hi to me, and I don't feel right just saying hi to one person or missing somebody. And I also don't feel right, like, just saying hi everyone, like a big, like, cover everybody all at once. I don't like doing that. Sometimes it's necessary, because I don't, like, a lot of times I'm pretty busy. I'm doing something else and just listening in on the live, and I don't want to also feel like I'm, like, kind of taking over another channel's live or something. Like, I don't know. It's hard to understand if you're not a YouTuber. Hey, Heather Hopper, what's up? Down by SLR and CRC in Arkansas. Yeah, hopefully I'll be going down there before too long. Last time I talked to them, they said like 2 or 3 weeks. I don't know what they got planned or whatever, but yeah, pretty much Mel, like, she plans things out, and it's rough for my schedule to match up. Adam said, need to lock them all in for a week, then they will put themselves up at night. Yeah, and I already let them out this morning, so fingers crossed that they'll put themselves up this afternoon. If they don't, I'm going to lock them up in there for at least 3 or 4 days. Gracie said, have to go soon, guys. Have a good day. Y'all mind thumbs up. Yeah, we got 9 people in here and 12 thumbs up. That is awesome. Possum Run said, "Hi, Ernie." Connie said, "I'm always asking my husband, what's your hurry? We don't have a train to catch anymore." Have a great day, everyone. Surprise, pop in. Thank you, Heather. I'm the same way in live chat, so I usually don't say hi back. Yeah. Mel and Gary put a video out this morning. Yep, I already watched it. They were getting it. She said something about the power company moving those logs. I don't know. Maybe if they cut the root balls and stuff off, they might. Martha, Jesse, James, Art, good morning. How are you? Good to see you in here this morning. Patty Price, good morning. Where did I put my coffee? I got to refill it. Basically pour it out of this cup into this cup. I got ants on me. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, chat. Where's the chat? It's not popping up here. Desiree said, yeah, they were. Yep. There was some exciting stuff happen on Simple Life Reclaimed video. Check them out also. So this morning I watched Eric from Greenhorn 1 Acre. He put his video out yesterday. Simple Life Reclaimed put a video out this morning. I think Country Road Cure is going to have a follow-up video coming out. And then yesterday we also had the Crockers put a video out. And then this morning we got Coffee with the Crockers. You guys might want to catch up on all that. And then tonight, I think Jared goes live at 8. I'm not for sure if that's what time they're going live, but be looking for it, you know, between somewhere around 7 or 8 o'clock this afternoon. Jared Crocker should be live. I'll be in there for sure. I'll be planning on it anyway. Cog Hill Farm, they locked a bunch of their chickens up for a week or two so they knew to roost at night, and some decided they did not want to be in there with the rest. Yeah, I guess that could happen. All handmade. Hey, Miss Patty. Patty says, what a beautiful cup. Yeah, it sure is, isn't it? I love it. I don't know if Jason's going to buy this thing off me or not. I sent him an email. I haven't heard back from him. He's pretty busy. But, I mean, he commented on my Facebook, said that he wanted to buy one, so I made this one here with him in mind. That is a one-of-a-kind. I don't know if I'll ever be able to make another one like it. If you don't want it, I'll keep it for myself. Or I might sell it. I don't know. I don't know that anyone's going to want to pay what I want for that. They'll be like, what? That's insane. Jason Crocker could say, I got the world's most expensive coffee mug for his Coffee with the Crockers. It's pretty nice to drink out of. It'd be really cool in the wintertime, you know, because if you're outside in really, really cold weather, let's say in the oil fields of North Dakota, and you got this outside and you stick that to your lip, it's probably going to stick to you. That 40 below wind chill and stuff. Possum Run said, love it. Very nice mug. Thank you. Thank you all very much. Yeah, that was from a logger cleanup job. The house I was buying before this one here is actually my mother-in-law's landlords owned the property behind the house I was buying before, and they used to have me go out and cut trees off fences and stuff for them. This was like 18 years ago. And then here recently they had some loggers come in and they sold off a bunch of trees to them. And the loggers just take what they want. And where the roots flare out at the bottom of the tree, they cut those chunks off. And I asked him, I said, hey, can I take any of these chunks or logs or whatever? And he's like, take whatever you want. They were paying me to go in and clean up and pile stuff up into piles and then plant grass seed for their cattle. And so it was just kind of a little side job I was doing. And I said, well, I can haul some of these logs off that they didn't take, even though the mill doesn't necessarily want them, I can make use of them. And so I have permission to go in there and take any of those logs that are in the piles, but they're so like tangled in there because they were pushed up basically with a dozer blade on a machine. So everything's kind of tangled up. And honestly, if I went in there and started pulling stuff out, it'd probably make a big mess that I'd have to clean up. So I don't really want to do that. So I was picking up the chunks and stuff that has a really nice figure in it. And I was like, man, they don't even know what they were throwing out or throwing away. But, on a big operation like that, they don't care. They're not milling for the absolute best figure and everything. They're just milling to get board footage and ship it to China. And the price that they're getting on it's insanely cheap. Everyone just saying hi to everybody. Got 10 people in here, 16 thumbs up. Man, that's amazing. That is just purely amazing. I really appreciate you guys coming in here, spend a little bit of time with me. Don't feel obligated to stay on the whole time. I'm usually on for 2 hours anymore. Just to give everyone a chance to come in and talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. Let me know what you got going on this week, what your plans are. I know a lot of you guys are channels that I follow. I may not follow your channel super close or anything, but I try to keep up as much as I can with as many channels as I can. Desiree said, I'm usually not home. Oops. Whoa, what's going on here? I'm usually not home on Mondays. I'm usually on Wednesday and Fridays. Glad I caught you. Oh, cool. So Wednesday and Fridays, because I've been thinking like of picking another day of the week to also go live, to go live twice a week. I don't know what I can fit into my schedule and everything, because like it's a lot of work to edit videos and stuff and produce them, even if there's not a whole lot to it. Like here lately I've been shooting video with the chickens and the coop building and everything. I don't even know if I'm going to put those videos out. There's so much stuff I shoot video on it, and it never gets to YouTube. That is why Jason did a lot of lives for that reason. Yeah. Yep. It's so much easier to do a live because I don't have to edit it. I just go live and sit here and talk to you guys, and it's fun. I like it. I remember back in, what was it, 98 or something, when everybody had dial-up internet and we were in chat rooms and just sitting there chatting back and forth. I was 98, I was like 18, I think. We had like EverQuest. I remember playing a little bit of EverQuest, but man, that's been so long ago. Just getting started on the property, trying to get some gravel up here soon, get a fence up, and pick up chickens from Jeff. Hey, I've got some roosters if you need a rooster. I'm trying to find a good home for some of these roosters. 2 of the roosters is what I've picked out that I want to have mate with the hens that I have right now, and those 2 roosters are out with those hens right now. They're doing fine. They don't fight with each other. I call them the 2 brothers. I think the names for them is like one of them is Rooster Bird, and the other one is Falcon. Uh, the one that has the white tail feather, we call him Falcon, I guess, uh, and the other one Rooster Bird. I don't know. If you guys have some good suggestions for names for the roosters, let me know, and maybe we change their names. Um, Roost and Rescue, who I got those chickens from, they had names for them. Like one of them I know of, the older one. I think he's like 3 years old. He's in the pen with the other 3 Australorps, and his name is Baron. Let's see. No rooster right now. Dawn Lee, good morning. I'm here for some tasty leftovers from your barbecue video. Good morning. Oh, yeah. I do have leftovers. My wife and kids, they came home, went to bed. They got home pretty late from that game because they were over by Springfield, Missouri, about an hour or so away at a football game. They came home. They didn't eat any of the steak or anything. I had steak the next day for lunch, and I still have one more left in there. I'm going to email you. We're looking for 2. Oh, you're looking for 2 roosters? Awesome. Yeah, I've got 3 Australorp roosters, and then the other one, we're not sure like what breed he is. He's a really nice looking one. He's kind of the mostly white and speckled. He kind of looks like maybe possibly like he's part Silver Lace Wyandotte and what's the other? Rhode Island Red. I mean, I don't really know. I don't know that much about him. He seems to be a good rooster, but he's kind of what I call institutionalized. He likes being in the coop. It's like he just feels more comfortable in there, and when I can leave the door open, he does not want to come out until the ladies come around, then he'll go and chase them around, and then all heck breaks loose because the other 2 roosters are out with him, and he's chasing them around, and I was worried he was going to give the chickens a heart attack or himself, because they were they were flying around the yard like crazy, and it was hot that day. I finally got him put back up, and I said, well, I can't let him out anymore. Don Lee said, I'll be right over. Don Lee says, morning, Desiree. We'll see, I think Desiree lives down in Florida. And then we got Possum Run is down there by the 41.36. Adam is way over that way, over yonder. I don't know if any of y'all are actually that close to me. I'm in extreme southwest Missouri, I guess you'd call it. I do in Tallahassee in the northern part. Tallahassee, Florida. I'm trying to think exactly where that is. It's been a while since I've been in Florida. Don Lee said, I'm in Arizona. Oh, you're over there by Greenhorn 1 Acre. In that area. Patty Price said, we're in Missouri about an hour from Springfield. Hopefully not on the other side of Springfield, because then that'd be like 2 hours away from me. I think Springfield, Missouri is about an hour from me. You either go down I-44 or 60. I'm south of Joplin. Between Panama City and Jacksonville. Okay. I built a skateboard park in Jacksonville. It's the last skateboard park I built. Wait. No, the second to last. The last one I built was Orlando. I was working in Orlando, and what was that? Would have been July of 2002. I was down in Orlando, and they had like hurricane season, and it was raining like every 30 minutes off and on, and they expected us to be down there welding in the rain. I ended up getting fired from my job because we left a day early. We left July 3rd to be home on July 4th, and they fired me for that. Yep. Companies. Some companies. Well, see, what was happening was they didn't tell us about it, but they had a webcam up on a telephone pole watching us. And, through a camera, when it's pouring down rain, it doesn't look that bad. And he played it back for me. He's like, look, you guys were sitting in the truck and it had stopped raining. I was like, and we were soaking wet. We got rained on like 3 or 4 times before that, and the guys, their morale was down. They didn't want to work no more. It's like, so it quit raining for like a total of 2 minutes, what you guys seen, and now you're jumping on my back because we didn't like immediately jump out of the truck and go start working. I don't know. I had some words with them. That's probably more why they fired me, because I was a little bit mad about their planning. Because when I first started there, it was pretty much just me running everything, and I did all the planning with the city, Parks and Rec, all that kind of stuff. And I never planned a North Dakota job in the dead of winter and a Florida job in the middle of summer. I would do the opposite. Wintertime we'd be in Florida. Makes sense, right? Summertime we'd be in North Dakota, and they had everything jacked around, and I had words with them. Because the guys on my crew, they weren't happy about it, and I had to represent them. So yeah, I lost my job over it. So, oh well. Well, I mean, they told us we could go home for the 4th, which I expected. We're however many miles that is from Orlando to the Joplin area. It's a full day's drive, and so we took off on the 3rd, came home, and we were home for a week. We told them we was going to be home for a week, and they started flipping out about that. They couldn't get a hold of me because I was at the lake, and I didn't have cell phone signal at the lake. Yeah, they didn't deserve me. I made that company, basically. They were pretty lucky that they had, I had trained enough guys on my crew before they let me go that they were able to keep going, and they started up another crew. So they had, when I was gone, they started up 2. What's up, Kelly? Roost and Rescue. Good to see you in here. Trying to find a good home for some of these roosters. Should be like, hey, I just give you those roosters and you're already trying to give them away? Well, just trying to find good homes for them. I don't need all those roosters around, and I want to, put them into a good home. I don't want to just give them away to anybody, and I'm not going to eat them. So, yeah, I think, was it Possum Run? You said you was going to get a hold of me on those, or no? It was Patty Price, wasn't it? I think that's who said she was going to get with me on those. She needed a couple roosters. I don't like having to keep them pinned up. She said she don't give her animals away to just anybody. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to give them away to just anybody. I want them, to go to a good place, good home. I know that's why you gave them to me, is to do that. I'll do right by you. Yeah, I mean, I don't like the idea of them having to be locked up in there. If I let them out, I've let them out twice now, and every time they start fighting with each other because they're around the ladies. The 2 twins or whatever, I think they're the Rhode Island Red, I think is what you said they were. Those two get along good, and they're out with the ladies right now. And I finally got them put up in the coop last night. They were flying up into the upper level of the coop and staying in there at night, uh, instead of, being locked up with the hens. So hopefully, me finally getting those two roosters in with the hens last night, hopefully they'll kind of get that and start. Yeah, she said yes. The two speckled Rhode Islands are brothers. We hatched them here. Cool. Yeah, and I don't know what you named them, but I've been calling the one with the white tail feather Falcon, and like after SpaceX's Falcon 9 rocket. And then the other one we've been calling Rooster Bird, and they do pretty good. I've been watching them, see how they do with the hens and stuff, and they're like going around finding food and pointing it out. They've sort of split up the herd of hens, and they've gotten along pretty well. And I had them all the roosters were in the run together, and then those two were being ostracized by the other four, and they were chasing them around in there and stuff. It wasn't looking real good. I'd watch them when I'd throw feed in there, and the three Australorps and then Baron would like every time the two brothers would come over to eat, they would chase them away, and they got into it. And luckily, I was out there watering the grass, and I think it was Rooster Bird, the one with the black big tail feather. He got stuck in the fence in there and was hanging upside down by his toe, so I had to run in there and get him. And Baron kept attacking him, and so I had to like shoo him away and get him picked up. And that's when I decided, get him out of there, because it just wasn't working out for him. And I let him out with the hens, and everything's been good since. He favored that leg for a little bit, and but I don't think he broke his toe or anything. But you could tell, like the way he was walking, it was sore. Roost and Rescue said, you name them whatever you want. Michaela named them. I haven't a clue who's who. Yeah, she'll probably comment on here or something and be like, no, that one's name is this, or that one's this. And I don't know. I thought, well, I better pick out something that I can remember. And Baron's a little hard for me to remember. It's not too bad. Because, I look at him and I'm like, yeah, it's like Red Baron, That's what he reminds me of, so. That's a good name for him. She said Baron's a jerk. Yes, I figured that out. He bowed up to me a little bit the first couple of times I got in the coop to feed him. He'd come up real close to me like he was going to try to, spur me. And I stomped at him a couple of times, and he backed down. So I was like, I don't think so, bud. You spur me and we're going to have some issues. Besides Baron and Demon, I don't know who is who. Yeah, Demon, I think he's the larger, the black Australorp. And yeah, he still acts like he wants to, spur me, like he wants to get up there next to me and attack me. Whenever I come in the morning with some feed for him, I open the door and they are right there, like, and they're, you can see them eyeballing me, like they're testing their fences. Oh, Demon is the skinny neck black one. Okay, now it's the he don't seem bad. It's the biggest black one. He seems like he wants to bow up to me or something. Man, that's awesome. 8 people in here, 19 thumbs up. Awesome. Love it. Check that out. I don't know if you've seen that yet, Kelly. I think you probably seen the pictures of it on Instagram and all. Oh, she said Demon, although he has that name as a teddy bear. I may have a video out here before too long on those. I ended up, I don't know which one it was. I had to review the footage, but I was out there watering the yard and stuff, and I think I had the phone out. I was recording, and they got out and they started fighting with each other, and I had to spray them with the water hose and get them separated and get them back into the run and just separate them out. Kayla named him that. She said because as a baby he was rotten. Yeah, you seen the cups? Awesome. Oh man, what a day. It's not too bad out here now. It really started out humid. I got this fan out here. Can you guys hear that fan in the background? I need to get some more of these cups made. But my bandsaw is not working very good. Finally made it out to the Jumanji jungle. Took an hour to clear one bed of weeds. Whew. Yeah, I didn't even see your garden out there while I was there. I kind of looked around. I was like, where's the garden at? I'm guessing it's on the other side of the fence over there. Oh, you thought it sounded like a swarm of bees? Well, let me turn it off. Oh, is that better? You guys will probably hear all the crickets and everything. So Debbie Schreiman. Cool. Welcome. Hands will be calloused tonight. Behind the pear trees. Okay. I don't know where the pear trees were. You like the sound of the crickets and the frogs? We're at 75 right now, high of 80s and scattered showers. Come on, rain. Yeah, yesterday I was hoping it would rain, but it just kind of sprinkled a little. Now you guys can probably hear my stomach. It just need to turn that fan back on. It's literally a big fenced-in box of weeds right now. I'll text you a video of where the garden is. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking it was like on the driver's side of my pickup over there, but just from watching videos before. That is nature's music, Desiree said. Yep. And in the afternoons, it gets loud. The cicadas out here, the locust. I always called them locust. I didn't even know what cicadas were. I thought cicadas were more like the ones down around Louisiana and stuff, but what do I know? My grandma always called them locust. Desiree said those buggers are really loud down here. Yeah. The other day, I'd shot some video out here. And man, they were loud whenever I mean, it doesn't sound that loud. Like, I guess maybe I drowned it out. But when I was reviewing the video, I was like, I can't even use that video because it is so stinking loud. I had a cicada try to eat my face off the other night. Dang. Yeah, the locusts don't bother me too much. It's the dang June bugs, man. I hate those things because they land on you and they cling to you. They're loud, huge, creepy, and gross. Yeah. I mean, and they don't really, I don't know. I guess, lived around them so much that it just kind of, I don't hear it. I drown it out, I guess. Yeah, June bugs are freaking blind. I hate them. Yeah. I mean, like on summer days like this when we don't have the AC running, open up the windows and stuff, like early June and stuff like that, and we get June bugs and stuff. And I mean, like the worst thing is when you're sitting there on the toilet in the bathroom and there's no um, screen on the bathroom window, and you got one come through the window and land on you. That sucks. I could just imagine like these off-grid people who have to use a bucket outside or something and have June bugs. Oh man, that'd be miserable. It's like, uh, Jason's property. I've suggested several times that he build like a bathhouse that's like screened in or something. Like, man, you need to build a bathhouse. I mean, put your bucket in there or whatever, where you can go in there, take your showers in there, and have it screened in, and keep the bugs off you and everything. But man, uh, that would be another annoyance that would almost make you lose your mind being off grid. Um, the kids leave buckets and totes near the back door, and every morning we find a ton of June bugs that trap themselves in them. We dump them onto the ground, and our birds go nuts for them. I didn't even think about that. Feeding the June bugs and stuff to the chickens. Oh, that's my neighbor. I thought someone just pulled in here. Oh man. So what's everybody doing this week? Or what'd you do last week? If you want to talk about something you've done, shoot it in there. When I was at the 16.07, I used a bucket inside that cabin there, no bug issues. Yeah, but in the summer, in an enclosed like cabin like that with no AC, oh my gosh. I mean, I guess it'd be kind of like using an outhouse, but I would I would probably, if I went off grid, I would probably build like some sort of outhouse, like just a large, a bathhouse basically, um, where like what Greenhorn One Acre did with his endless hot water shower. I would definitely be planning to do something like that, so you could recycle the water. Definitely do rain catchment as soon as possible, um, and just like maybe at least have a solar panel up on the roof, so when it's hot out and the sun's shining, you can turn a little fan on or something. Uh, we used to tie thread around the June bugs and watch them fly around in circles. That sounds like some of the stuff I did as a kid. Last week, died from heat, exhaustion. This week, tackling Jumanji. Yeah, I mean, the day I went out there and was picking up the roosters from you, holy smokes. And it was like, it wasn't but 2 days later, I think I was out here trying to put up put that, uh, the kennel thing up for the roosters. I still don't have them in there. Um, I mean, they're fine where they're at right now in the run where they're at. I mean, the hens, um, they're fine like where they spend the night, because I mean it is kind of a small area for them, but they get out during the day. So, too much coffee this morning. It was super hot 4th of July weekend, but really it wasn't bad at all. Beats Adam's hammock. Yeah, I felt like I was gonna die that day. I just about dumped some water over my head. And my eyes blurring up. got sleep in my eye or something. I got these gnats flying around my face. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'll be going off grid. I might not. I don't know. If I go out and get a job, I might keep this place for a little bit longer. Try to get caught up on bills and fix it up enough to where I can put it on the market and sell it. I got so much cleanup to do around here before I could even probably think about putting the place on the market. I mean, if I was to put this house on the market with all the wood and stuff around the house and the logs and stuff everywhere, someone would probably look at it and say, what in the world? I don't know. Maybe I could sell the sawmill with it. No, I got to keep the sawmill. That's part of my plan. Possum run. Live in my schoolie. Have some solar, so can run a small fan. Summer has sucked, but should cool down soon. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I've got to go check out your channel. I didn't know you had a schoolie. I mean, like so many of you guys, like I kind of know who you are and stuff from other lives and stuff, but I haven't been able to go check out your channel and stuff. We should have dunked in the duck pools. I would have splashed all the water out probably. When we move to New York, we'll be on grid with off-grid amenities, live comfortably while living prepared. Whereabouts in New York? Because I got a friend that lives up in the upper part of New York, like literally almost in Canada. His channel is called the Tradesman Channel. Old Jim from the Tradesman Channel. I've been watching him for years and years, trying to learn like timber framing and stuff from him. Freaking gnats. Only 2 videos up so far. Lots of my travels are on my Instagram. Okay. What's your Instagram? Let's see. Western New York, upstate, about 45 minutes to Canadian border along Lake Erie. That's, I would imagine that's pretty close, or at least not real far away from Jim over there at the Tradesman Channel. I've sent him so much stuff, and he ain't done nothing with it. It's like, dude, he follows me on Facebook and stuff. I'm like, hey, when are you going to make those draw knives? He was supposed to make me a draw knife. I drew out a design for a draw knife, and it was sick looking. And I sent him a whole bunch of wooden pieces to make the handles, like what do they call it, the knife scales, or the handle part, you know. And he's like, yeah, I'll make some, I'll make you one or whatever. I was like, I don't care if you use that design and start making those and selling them. He's not done it yet. That's been like 3 years. Buffalo area. That's where she said that's where I was born and raised and lived 27 years before moving to Arkansas in 2012. Man, that Buffalo, they get some snow up there, I'm telling you. Back in I think it would have been 2001, I got a load up there in Buffalo. They were like, you know, and I was already up around New York, and they said, you know, it said call the shipper on there, and I called them for directions, and their directions was like, take exit such and such, turn left at the bottom of the ramp, go to second light, turn right, go to second plowed road to the right, turn right, go to the first driveway, turn right. I got down there, and I think it was like a Freightliner dealership. And, you know, those trucks are like 13'4", 13'5", or something like that, to the top of the sleeper. And the snow Like you could only see maybe a foot of the sleeper of those trucks on the parking lot. I was like, holy crap! It's like 13, a little over 13 foot of snow. Let's see, missing stuff here. Lewis was born in Manhattan. Grew up in Buffalo with me. In between moving to Puerto Rico and Florida, we're both excited to be home. I've been up that way. Son was stationed at Fort Drum years ago. Oh. Snow is why I moved from Pennsylvania to Arizona. Yeah, they rarely get snow in Arizona. And when they do, it's a bunch. Usually. I've been snowed in Flagstaff a couple of times. Well, one time I wasn't actually snowed in. The truck was overheating. I don't know what I just got on my face. It was on my hand. But the water pump went out on the truck, and so I had I can't remember the name of the place. It's right there in Flagstaff. Had to work on the truck for me. And meantime, I was in a motel, and I had to walk back and forth. It's about a mile from the motel to the truck shop. And I ended up walking in the snow. Like one day it was really warm. The next day it was snowing. I mean, and really cold. It's crazy. Renee Key said, good morning, late. Have a wonderful day. Good to see you, Renee. Flagstaff gets snow, but where I'm at, it never snows. Yeah, I think there where Greenhorn lives, like his house, I don't know that they get snow there. And that's in like the Phoenix area. Then where his off-grid property is, he does get snow. Kind of odd out there. Like it has a lot to do with elevation, I think. Growing up, blizzards were normal. Now, barely any snow back home. Really? Yeah, now you guys get tornadoes up there. We saw more snow here in Missouri this year than family saw in New York. Wow. Don Lee said, I'm in Scottsdale, which is next door to Phoenix. I've probably been there. Oh man, I've been to Phoenix a million times, and what I really hated was this one company I drove for. I mean, it's a great company, but the truck was black, and it had one of those APU motors on the side of it, to, so you didn't run the main engine to run your AC and stuff. And that thing, it could not keep up. Like it would be 120 degrees in Phoenix, which is very similar to 85 degrees here with high humidity. That 120 degrees with no humidity isn't real bad, I don't think. But being in that truck and having to do like a 34-hour restart, and I mean, it's so boring, having to sit in that truck, and then it's hot, and that little pony motor can't keep up. What's up, Crazy Ed? So I just got your notification. Glad to see you made it in here. I've only been on here an hour and 9 minutes. So where are you at today, Crazy Ed? It's got a little bit of coffee left in here. What was that? 10 people in here, 21 thumbs up. I'm saying hi, Ed. Idaho. Put a big old Idaho potato on that flatbed. That's kind of what I always think of Idaho as, the Idaho potato. I've hauled a lot of dehydrated potato flakes out of Idaho down to Fort Smith. Crazy Ed said, I got some big plans coming up, and it has to do with Missouri. I have an idea. I have an idea what your plans are. You always got big plans, though. I love it. Possum Run said up north, that is. Oh yeah, Idaho. Man, one time I think I was like in Montana or something. I think maybe it wasn't. I don't know, but I ended up coming through some back roads down through Idaho and everything, and man, crazy road to take a semi truck on, but super awesome. And I mean, I was glad I took that road. It took forever because it was a dirt road going through the mountains. Went by a big lake, a bunch of people there vacationing, motorhomes and everything. It was a long, crazy drive, winding road, dirt roads through the mountains, but it was fun. I got to see some really cool stuff, and I said, man, Idaho is beautiful. And I used to never think Idaho was that beautiful. I mean, because I went through on interstates and stuff, and I was like, potato state. Until I got off into the back roads and stuff, and I said, holy cow, this is amazing. Possum Run said, my sister lives in North Idaho, gorgeous, but winters are brutal. Yeah. Oh, Pure Living for Life is from Idaho. I know right where they live. I just got a notification, a video from Roost and Rescue. I'll check that out here in a little bit. Yeah, Idaho is very beautiful. Crazy Ed said, hello, Donna Lee. Wow, the sun is coming out now. We got a little bit of clouds today, so hopefully the clouds will block the sun out a little bit. If not, it's going to get really humid. It may not get that warm, but it's going to be humid today. I can feel it already. Out of all the states, which one you think was really beautiful? Feel in love with Oregon myself. Washington State. I mean, let's see. Washington, Oregon's right below Washington, right? Yeah, I mean, going over Snoqualmie Pass, that's pretty stinking nice up there. I mean, that whole area, the upper Northwest, is just beautiful. Normally I would just say Washington because like all the big redwoods and everything, and that, of course that's going to include Oregon because they have the same kind of stuff, same lay of land, all the mountains and volcanoes in that area. Yeah, Idaho, and then any states like further this way towards the middle of the country is like southern Missouri and northern Arkansas, right in the Ozarks. That'd be probably second best. And then Maine is pretty cool. Not a lot for roads when you get way up into Maine. I used to haul a load coming from Calexico, California to, I can't even remember, it's some little bitty tiny spot in Maine right next to the ocean where they canned tuna fish. I hauled the rolls of metal that they made tuna fish cans out of. Got a dump truck coming by. Crazy Ed, sorry, talk to text. I don't even know what you said. I missed it. Said message retracted. Um, um, Don Lee said, "Ha, you're forgiven." Um, her favorite has to be a tie between Idaho and Montana. Montana is really like wide open. It's there's some areas in Montana that's really beautiful, some really nice mountainous areas, but man, it is so wide open, and the winters there are super brutal. Uh, I don't know. My first trip was, of course, from Kimberly Clark in around Little Rock up to Montana. That like at 21 years old, just got my CDL right at literally the day I turned 21 in January. Turned 21, got my CDL. All right, I'd already been through truck driving school and everything, and so I got my CDL the day of my 21st birthday. That's when I started trucking over the road, and then me and my brother, they let us go out on the road. Our first load, we picked up, I think it was like toilet paper from Kimberly Clark. Went up to Montana with it, and down around this area we didn't have snow yet, and of course we trained in all the snow and everything. It snowed every day up in Green Bay, Wisconsin, because I started with Schneider National and done the skid pad training and all that stuff, and so we had a little bit of confidence. It's like, yeah, I could probably handle the truck on snow and ice. First load out, we get up into Montana. There was like, I don't know, about 2 foot of slush and ice on the road. My brother had me driving. Man, I was a nervous wreck. I was white knuckling it. Uh, and then I said, all right, I've had enough. It's several hours into it. And I seen an exit coming up. It was real foggy. Other trucks were passing me in the hammer lane. Little did I know you couldn't get off the interstate. The slush and stuff and the ice buildup and the ruts in the road. There was big, deep ruts about a foot deep in the snow and ice. You literally could not get off the road. You couldn't take the exit. Well, lucky for me, I didn't take that exit, because as I was passing the exit, I look off down to the side, and there's a Coca-Cola truck, one of those single axle Coca-Cola trucks, jackknife, and he had rear-ended a car down at the bottom of that exit. And I said, oh, wow, because he couldn't get stopped. It was pretty crazy. And I got to, where was that? I think it was the Silver Dollar. It's like a little rest stop kind of thing, just right off the highway. It's like a mining town or something. But anyways, we got pulled off into there, and I said, "The heck with this." Patty, when I went to Oregon 4 years ago, I also fell in love with it. I was out in the Medford area. Crazy. I said, hello, Don Lee. Vermont, Maine, New Hampshire are my other favorite states for beauty. Yeah. Vermont, I can't recall ever really going through Vermont. I've been to all the other states except for like Hawaii and Alaska. I've been all over Canada. Patty Price said, we follow the Yellowstone River. Oh my God, beauty everywhere. The trees with blankets of snow. Yeah. Yeah, and I've wanted to like stop there, around Yellowstone and go explore and all that kind of stuff, but it's just not possible in a semi truck. You got deadlines to meet and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, my first year driving a truck was like a vacation because everything was new. But that first 11 months in, I'd been to every state, been through it. And then all the other trucking jobs I've had, uh, I've kind of seen other areas, that would get me, like when I was building skateboard parks, that got me into a lot of cities and stuff, and spending time in those areas and stuff like that, and really kind of getting to explore a little bit. Um, Never too late said I used to live in Wenatchee, Washington. Cool. Ed said, Don Lee, I should be. I'm a sweet guy. Yeah, right, Ed. uh, Never got to go to Maine. I would love to one day. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. I mean, it's not like Washington or Oregon, but it's still pretty cool. Mm. My first trip was from Arkansas to Massachusetts. I got to see the ladies come out and prowl through the parking lot, and the police came next. Hey, that still goes on. What is that? Dallas, Flying J, man. Back when I was still smoking, I recently quit smoking, but I'd be sitting there in my truck, just kind of winding down, smoking a cigarette, flipping the ashes out the window, and just kind of like filling out my logbook and thinking about it, being creative with the logbook, and looking around and seeing the stuff going on. And every now and then you'd have one come up and knock on your door, and you're like, get out of here. I want none of that. And then they go over to the next truck, like across from you, and they knock on the door, and they climb up in there, and then here comes the cops. You're like, man, that's entrapment. It's crazy. Crazy. I said, call me when you're done with your live. All right, Ed, I'll call you. Make sure I'm not missing anything here. Best time to go to New England is to go in the fall. That's pretty much anywhere. Like, it's Kentucky, or around Kentucky, all that, like the Bluegrass Highway. Oh man, the scenery and everything, all through the Northeast. Let's say Tennessee, Kentucky, all that area up in through the Northeast is just beautiful in the fall. When the colors start changing, oh my gosh. Let's see. Crazy. I said, depends on who you ask. Desiree, now for the ladies in waiting, there are certain towns and bridges they hang at. You seen that? Yeah, seen that. Had one on ours one time that turned out hilarious funny. Man, I tell you what, when I leased on to CFI, they had just got away from the other company that had bought them out, and so we still had some freight going to those operation centers, and they did not like CFI trucks. Let's just put it that way. We couldn't park on our own lot. The guard would not let us in on our own lot, and I was told I could park there. So I drove on in, down around Georgia, Atlanta area, and I got in there, pretty late, because you want to get in there at certain times, right, to beat the traffic. And I got in pretty late at night, and I pulled in there, and I was hauling John Deere side-by-sides, really lightweight load, high value load. And you're not supposed to park out on the side of the street or anything like that and go to sleep, because I mean, it ain't that hard for them to come up there and pop the lock. And if you're going into that place, a lot of people in that area know what you have on. Well, I pulled up there, and they're like, no, you can't come on the lot. They let me in to turn around and go back out. And so I pulled back out of there, and the closest place of a truck stop was like a little bitty Loves or Pilot or something. It actually had paid parking. You had to pay to get in there. So I paid to get in. I go in there and every parking space was full. There was literally people pulling engines and transmissions out of their trucks, like doing engine swaps and stuff in there. There was like, there'd be a truck parked right here, and right next to it was a tent set up. Like, those guys were living out of a tent in that truck stop, I guess paying rent there, and they did local runs or whatever. And there was no parking spaces to be had. So I sit there in the fuel island for a little bit, and I found another little like hole in the wall fuel stop, I'd call it. I pulled in there, and there was a couple of guys out there like doing this right here. They're like, "Come on in here," and then these two fine-looking ladies uh, were like air traffic controllers doing this, like telling me where to park. I'm like, "Leave me alone." And I knew what was up. I was like, I got nervous. I was like, this ain't gonna be good because the two dudes out here, that's their um, protection, I guess. And yeah, it was crazy. I got pulled off to the side underneath the low hanging tree limbs and stuff. And this lady comes up right up on the side of my truck. I'm like, I don't want nothing. Get out of here. Get off my truck, please. And she's like, oh, come on. You want some company? I'm like, no, get off of my truck. I don't even want to be seen with you guys on my truck. That's not good for me. I'm driving a 98 Peterbilt for CFI. And if another CFI truck comes by, sees you on my truck, it is not hard for them to know what truck it was and to call it into the company or something. It's like, I don't want that kind of hassle with the company and everything. Like, just get off my truck. She's like, give me a bottle of water or give me a can of food or something. I'm like, here's a bottle of water. Get out of here. Well, I didn't stay there. I actually parked on the street out there in front of the operating center, and the guy come out there, the security guard come out, and he said, "You can't park on the street." I said, "Look, you better leave me alone. Don't wake me up again until you're ready to let me in there." And I said, "Or I'm calling the company. We're going to have a big issue because we own that lot right there, and just because your guard shack is before that, you guys are supposed to let us in on our lot. You don't own it. The company had already split and everything, but they were being buttheads about it, and they were supposed to let me in." So the next morning, I called dispatch and I said, "Hey, they're not letting us in there." And it started a big old stink, but I did stay on the street that night. He called the cops on me. The cops came out and they said, "You can't park here." And I said, "Well, it's only an hour until my appointment time, so I'm going to sit right here. If you want to write me a ticket, write me a ticket, but I'm staying right here because there's nowhere for me to go. And I'm not going to go fight traffic. I'm out of hours. I can't move the truck until another hour." So he had to leave me alone. He wasn't going to write me a ticket. And sometimes, that's a lot of times that's why truck drivers are rough around the edges, and they just say it how it is. Like Crazy Ed. I know why he is the way he is. He's a truck driver, and sometimes you have to assert yourself. If you aren't that way as a truck driver, sometimes people will just walk all over you. Let's see. Yeah, I go hunting for fall leaves down here. They might be 2 trees, which is a total bummer. I missed true fall. Yeah, you guys don't really have a lot of hardwoods down in around Florida. New Jersey was a hard spot to find parking. Yeah, New York, Jersey. I didn't have too much problem in Jersey. Usually, if I was going in Jersey, it was just in and out in the middle of the night. New York, find a truck stop, pull in there, and you're idling your truck because it's hot outside. It's like 90 degrees outside. You're idling your truck, trying to sleep, and then you have a cop knocking on your door in a truck stop telling you have to shut your truck off because of the idle laws and stuff. I'm like, oh man. There's so much stuff in trucking that just made me want to get the heck out. And then every time I think about going back to driving for somebody, the anxiety of like just thinking about all the BS that I'd have to deal with, I'm just like, no, I need to do something different. Maybe go back into welding. But man, it's been so long since I've done like, critical welding. It'd be tough. Desiree said, I had the best experience with a truck driver. I was hitchhiking with a friend in our early 20s, and one older gentleman, boy, I'm just imagining where this is going, uh, picked us up and dropped us off at Jacksonville truck stop. Fed us and gave us each $20 for lunch when we got to our next destination, hitchhiking. Cool. Yeah, a lot of times it doesn't turn out like that. A lot of times it's like, I don't know. I picked up a hitchhiker. It was another guy one time. Uh, and I wouldn't let him sleep in the truck and everything. And I'd talked to Ed about this. And I was like, I'd never, ever pick up a hitchhiker ever again. He started talking crazy, like saying he was, what was it? Uh, the, like Hell's Angels, not Hell's Angels, was it? Anyway, he was lying out his butt saying he was a member of this biker gang or something, talking some crazy stuff. And I was like, dude, I picked him up in like Las Vegas and from a truck stop there. He said he was a truck driver. And so I was like, I'll help you out. And we got to, I can't remember where it was, like in Missouri or something, like maybe Kansas. I don't know. Um, but anyways, where we got to the second night, I was like, nope, you're out, done. Like the first night, I guess he went and got a motel room, and the next day he was out there waiting to hop on the truck, and then he rode with me that day, and he wouldn't shut up for nothing. I was like, all right, no, I need my peace and quiet. Like sometimes you just want to like not even have the radio play and just drive all day, and just with the thoughts in your head, And the guy wouldn't shut up, and he was talking crazy stuff. I was like, you're out. And I said, all right, this is where I'm stopping for the night. You're getting out. He gets out of the truck, and I took off. Desiree said he was a grandpa, really, really nice guy. Yeah, I mean, there used to be a lot of really nice ones, and there probably still is. There's a lot of people nowadays that are giving trucking a really bad rap. I don't know. I've seen a lot of bad stuff in my time in trucking. Seen stuff happen. Crazy Ed said, yeah, they did that to me the other day, but I told him I don't have to because I have a dog on my truck. Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah, old PETA will stick up for you on that one, Ed. We had hitched all the way from Connecticut to Crystal River, Florida, and met so many wonderful people all the way down. Living on the edge. Yeah, you do have to stand up for yourself. I always went in and let them know we was there. Where'd he go? We never picked up hitchhikers. Didn't have room. I met a lot of nice people out there. Yeah, and at the time I wasn't supposed to pick up hitchhikers. At that time I was leased on to CFI, and they're like, yeah, you're not supposed to pick up riders or whatever, because you have to have the insurance, which I had insurance for a passenger, but they're supposed to be named and all that kind of stuff, and like their license and all that stuff is supposed to be registered with the company and everything. And nowadays you could actually get in trouble for having someone, depending on who it is and their age, especially if it's a female. And man, if they were underage or something, boy, you might be looking at some time there. So people have to, especially guys, got to watch out for stuff like that. Yeah, things have changed from the 80s to now for sure. Yep. Man's best friend for a reason. Yeah. Yep. He can be like, Bud, you're my best friend because now I get to run my truck, have the AC going. Don't you have an APU on that truck, Crazy Ed? You know, most trucks nowadays, it seems they got APUs on them. That was one thing that really hurt my bottom line as an owner operator, is not having an APU on my truck, and paying for that fuel every night. I figured it up one time and worked, like, just working in the oil field, idling my truck every night for a few hours or whatever. It was costing me like a little over $1,000 a month in idling, just in fuel of idling. That's not, it's not counting more oil changes. It's not counting the, more wear and tear and stuff on the engine. That's just simply the cost of fuel to idle. And so I ended up renting a motel room out in Alva, Oklahoma, which was like 300 a month or something. So it saved me money to actually have a motel out there, and then I could take a shower every night. I wasn't, taking a sponge bath out of a little mixing bowl. I mean, I would heat up one of these right here, a bottle of water in the microwave for 1 minute, and pour that into a little mixing bowl and take a little sponge bath with that, because out there's no truck stops to take showers. Like, well, in Alva there's a Love's, but they don't have showers. So if you want a shower, you pay like $10 to go, take like a shower for an hour or whatever over at the motel next door. But I was talking to the guy, and he's like, "Yeah, you can just rent a room from me. It'd be less, $300 a month or whatever." And I was like, "Heck!" And then I have parking right there. So, I got to where I was just working certain hours every day to come, basically it's like coming home at night, have a little motel you rented for 300 a month, uh, and not paying that, $1,100, $1,200 in fuel every month. Mm, I ain't got any more. I guess I'm caught up on the chat. Was wanting to make sure I didn't miss anything. Got an airplane flying over. Got 10 people in here, 24 thumbs up. That's amazing. So a lot of people have came and went and hit the thumbs up on their way out or on their way in. That is awesome, guys. I don't know if you guys can hear that airplane. Got an airplane right overhead. Desiree said, "Okay, I got to scoot. Y'all have a fabulous day and continue to stay safe during this time." Yeah. I'm hearing more and more. There's a lot more people being affected by the stuff going on right now. That's sad. Patty Price said the best are still here. Well, thank you guys for still being here. We've been on for an hour and 38 minutes, so we got a little bit left to go to hit that 2 hour mark. Um, yes, they are. So just be careful. I'm putting off my last load of laundry. Are you procrastinating? Desiree said, "Thank you, Patty." No, I do not have one. I don't even have an inverter in this truck. Oh man, it's super nice to have a microwave. I mean, I had a 36-inch flat top sleeper, and I used some pallet wood, and I built a shelf at the foot of my bed in my sleeper, a little shelf right there. Put the microwave on it, and then kind of went up a little bit and had a shelf up here on the back wall of the sleeper to kind of put canned goods, my bread, and all kinds of stuff like that in there. And then my little 12-volt cooler went on the bed during the daytime, underneath the shelf at the foot of the bed, and it could stay there. I just didn't like it there at night because I didn't have a lot of leg room. And then I took the passenger seat out, and I had a washing machine right there where the passenger seat went. But having that, I had a 3,000 watt power drive inverter in there, which I sold with the truck. And that thing, I had it like 6 years, I think. and it done awesome. The 3,000 watt inverter ran the microwave pretty good, but I had to have the truck running to try to keep up with the draw. It was a 700 watt microwave. So a 3,000 watt power drive inverter from like Love's or whatever, it will run a 700 watt uh, microwave. And it worked good. I just had to have the truck idling, well, on a high idle to try to keep up with it. And another thing is like when you hook up your cables to that, you have like four batteries. You hook up your negative on the far battery over here and your positive on the far battery over here. Don't hook up your inverter to the end battery because it's going to draw a ton of amps from mostly just that one battery and it'll kill it. What's up, Simply Jan? Good to see you here. Haven't seen any of your videos in a little while, so what have you been up to? Possum Run said, just procrastinating. Where'd it go? Getting the day going. That's Mondays for me. That's why I chose to do my live on Monday, because like Monday is my procrastination day. Like I typically take Sunday off and I don't edit or really do much of anything on Sundays. I mean, I'll do a little here and there, but like Sunday is supposed to be my day off. I, try to catch up on people's videos on Sunday, and then Monday, it's kind of me time. Like right now, the kids are gone to school. My wife has gone to work, so we had microwave and a little fridge, an electric skillet. We built shelves for pantry items above our heads. I cooked anything and everything. Sounds like exactly what I was doing. Don Lee said, hello, Simply Jan. Good morning, Simply Jan Homestead. All right, Simply Jan said, just getting back into the groove of things. Cool. Good morning, Possum Run, she said. Mondays are where did the week go days. Yeah. And it's like that anymore. I've like 2 weeks goes by or something, and I'm just like, man, where'd the time go? It's like, I mean, like the kids start going back to, they've already started going back to school, and I'm like, where did the summer go already? Simply Jan said, Dave, we thought we might see you at the Ozark Homestead Expo. Yeah, I wanted to go. Unfortunately, I can't afford to. I have no money coming in right now. The sawmilling business is not doing good right now in this area, so I don't know. I got to do a lot more advertising, I guess. But the thing is, I really hate to put stuff out there on Facebook, because when I do, I can't get anything done. I will have so many messages coming in for people who want 2x4s, pine 2x4s, and they want them cheaper than Lowe's. And that's just not the market that I'm in. I'm not trying to make a bunch of building lumber for people, because I would be out here 24 hours a day, and then the only videos you guys would get is just videos of me running the sawmill. And you run the sawmill for, let's say, 4 hours a day, and you're beat for the rest of the day. I mean, you'll go inside and just crash. I mean, I will anyway. Let's see. Crazy Ed said 1500 watt inverter or run a microwave. I don't think so, Ed. I would not try to do anything less than a 3000 watt inverter on a microwave, simply because you will burn out that inverter. It might run it, but you're going to burn it up. Your 700 watt 700 watt microwave is pulling 700 watt pretty much like the whole time. It's not like peak. That's what it's pulling. And so for like a 1200, I think you said, or 1500 watt, you're going to be pulling 700 continuous off of that with a microwave. And even with a 3000 watt inverter, you could tell it was really doing, it was pulling on that 3000 watt inverter. I would not use anything less than the 3000 watt. I wouldn't waste my money on anything less than a 3,000 watt, because that's the problem with the smaller ones. You burn them up. Uh, you want to get a big one. That way, you're not putting so much stress on it. And like the 3,000 watt power drive, I think it was the black and yellow one from Love's. Uh, it wasn't super expensive. I just saved my money up for a little bit, and then I bought it, installed it. I used it like 6 years, and when I sold the truck, it was like a month later. The guy was calling me up saying, "Hey, every time I come out to my truck," because he would leave his truck set for a week at a time or something. He would not unhook the batteries or anything. And he's like, "My batteries are dead every time I come out to the truck." I'm like, "Unhook your battery cables." I don't know. He said that the inverter wouldn't shut off or something. I don't know. I don't know if he just didn't know how to push the button or what. But so he was saying it was having issues. But we're also talking about a guy who would he would give the truck throttle when letting the clutch out to take off. And I drove that truck for years. I drove it like 5 or 6 years for the guy that I worked for before I started buying that truck. It was a 98 Pete. When we got it, it didn't have very many miles on it. It was just, it was a 98 with hardly any miles. It was a backup truck for him. And I drove it for 5 or 6 years for the guy I was working for before. And then I went to work for CEI, and then that guy called me up a year later and wanted me to buy that truck off of him. And so he financed me and getting my own authority and everything, starting up my own company. So I started doing that. Man, what an adventure all that was. But yeah, then drove it like another 6 years, 6 or 7, I think, something like that. Possum runs at 3,000 watt. Yeah. Best to get 3,000 watt pure sine wave inverter. It'll last you for most needs forever. Yeah. Or you said 300 watt. What? Hopefully you mean 3,000. 300 watt. You might power a laptop with that. Oh, and then you said 3,000. Okay, yeah. Yep. Yeah, 3,000 will do like everything in a truck for you. You can't really run like a electric skillet and a microwave at the same time. My little electric skillet, I can't remember what the little gold colored electric skillet from Walmart. I had one of those in there, and it worked pretty good. I actually had to prop, like the thing that plugs into the side of the electric skillet, I had to put something underneath of it to kind of prop it up, and it would get hotter that way. I don't know why. I think the thermocouple had to be tilted down a little bit, and it'd get hotter. Hey Ed, do they still let you build up point at pilots, save them, and helps buy stuff? I think every truck stop does that still. Don Lee said, "Be your own boss isn't what it's cracked up to be." I did pretty good at it. I mean, because I was just, I don't know, I was very money driven, I guess. And the whole, like the business side of things is rough. Dealing with brokers, I learned my lesson pretty quick my first year in the hopper bottom market. I blew up the motor in the truck. I didn't do it. It let loose because that truck used to have propane injection on it. And when I quit working for the guy, he put a kid in that truck who would turn on the propane injection, and he wouldn't turn on the engine fan, and he just ran it all the time. All right, he was a gear jammer, and basically he fried the pistons in it. And I bought it, and it's like, a couple months into buying that truck, one of the rods pulled out of the bottom of the piston and let loose on me. I was on the interstate down in Van Horn, Texas, when the motor blew. And he's like, you were hot rodding it, and I was like, no, I wasn't. I had the cruise control set at 65, because I was trying to get the best fuel mileage I could, and I was coming up on a Swift truck. I turned on my blinker, and as soon as I hit the hammer lane to go by this Swift truck, that's when the truck, the motor let loose, oil and steam stuff everywhere. It was rattling really bad. I shoved the clutch in, the engine stopped. I didn't have power steering anymore. I was like, what is going on? I checked my mirrors. It's in the middle of the night, right? Turn my blinker on, start getting back over behind this Swift truck. I hit the shoulder of the road. I let the clutch back out, and that's when it locked up the drive tires, and that's when it snapped off all of the bolts that went through the clutch plate into the crankshaft of the engine. When I pulled the engine out, every bolt that went into the crankshaft was sheared off, and I was like, "Oh, that's what that was." um, da, 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 da. Nope, you can't. Or a crock pot I use to sit in the box and cook, roast as we went down the road. Heck yeah, crock pot on the truck. I love that because you start it in the morning, like get everything set in the morning, then you had dinner that afternoon or night. I didn't really have much room for a crock pot on that truck though. When I drove for other people, when they had an inverter in there, I did take a crock pot with me. Like I think it was a T660 or T680. I was driving for CEI. It was a nice truck. Had an inverter in it. I think it was like a 2,000 watt, so it didn't really want to hardly power anything. We did good being our own boss. Always got loads over $2 a mile. I like dealing with certain brokers though. Yeah, some brokers, man. Like, let's see, in the hopper bottom market, if you got $1.60 a mile, you were like almost top of the line. And those guys, man, some of them are rich. I paid for a lot of houses. I'll tell you that. Because I didn't know. I just didn't know what I didn't know when I first started, I was like, I messed up right from the get-go. Schooler and a few others that I was brokering with, or, working with, those brokers. I told them my bottom dollar, right? I said, I have to make at least $1.60 a mile or I will sit. And so I was like, you got to get me more. Well, what I should have told him was I've got to have at least $2 a mile. I started off, I knew $1.60 or I was going to go broke, right? And stupid me, I told him that was dumb. I should have went for at least $2 a mile. $1 for me, $1 for the truck makes sense. I mean, if you don't make at least $1 to the truck, you're going broke fast. And like CFI, you lease on with CFI. I don't know what it is now, but when I leased on with them, they paid $1 a mile, and they're like, "Oh, we save you a ton of money on insurance. We save you a ton of money on fuel," which they do, but it doesn't make up the difference. I mean, basically, when you figure it all up, you're making maybe $1.60, $1.75 a mile with them nowadays. I said, CFI ain't what they used to be. I actually know a lady who sold her truck, and instead of being an owner operator for CFI now she drives for them, and her son does my taxes, so I got to see some numbers, right? And man, I'll tell you what, she's doing way better now driving for CFI than what she was as an owner operator. Let's see. I think I missed one of Ed's here. Where'd it go? Go. Oh, there it is. David, I'm looking to a 3,000 watt to 5,000 watt inverter as soon as I can afford one. Yeah. make sure you get the right cables when you get that installed. And since it's not your truck, have them install it. Make them like pay for the installation or whatever. Because I mean, if you install it and it burns the truck down, they might sue you. So make sure you cover your butt on that. Have them install it in their own truck. Ed said I did really good as my own boss driving a truck for 10 years. Yeah, I mean, and you will if you're a go-getter and you understand the business and everything. I've seen so many guys, especially in the oil field, that they got into the oil field not knowing what it entailed. I mean, I kind of done that. I had a guy here locally that worked in the oil field, and he's like, "Oh, I paid my truck off in 3 months, and it's a $90-something thousand truck." I was like, "Shoot, dang, I'm there, man. Sign me up." Well, I went 2 months with no money, uh, starving to death out there, working my butt off, and I went to the owner of the company. I was like, "Dude, I need some money. You're gonna have to spot me some money." Um, and they were taking out for training. They were taken out for all kinds of stuff, and boy, I just about quit it until I finally got some money. He gave me like $1,200, and that was gone in no time, but it got me through. And I had some buddies out there that helped me. Which one of them, you should go check out his channel. It's called Craig Fairless. I've never really given him a shout out on here. He's an owner operator out there in the oil field, and he has a channel that's, I think he's only got a couple videos, but the guy can sing. That was my buddy out there. I roomed with him. He got a camper and stuff. He helped me out a lot out there. Showed me the ropes. Really great guy. Just, he's my best friend, and he's got a good channel. And I've been telling him, I was like, dude, you have got to get some more videos put out. He's owner operator, has a couple trucks, a few drivers working for him. When I sold my truck, I actually stole one of his drivers. That's who I sold my truck to. And he didn't like that too much, but I did what I had to do, right? The guy had the money to buy the truck, so I sold it to him. I needed to sell it. I may go back as an owner operator so I can pay my. Uh-oh, what happened? And we're live again. All right. So he said I may go back as an owner operator so I can pay my property off in a year to a year and a half. I wouldn't do that, Ed. I wouldn't. I mean, where you're at right now, you can walk away from that truck any day. Being an owner operator is not what it used to be. And if you want to go into being an owner operator, I'll tell you what, you need to get a Tesla truck, because that's where it's going. I mean, that the only reason to get into being an owner operator is if you really want to grow your company, or if it's just a vacation for you and you just want to be your own boss. I can't see any other reason to do it. I mean, I was in it for the money only. I was not in it to grow my company. I didn't want a second truck. I didn't want a third truck. I didn't want any drivers driving for me. Right before I quit and sold my truck, I was considering hiring a driver just to keep my truck running 24/7. I ran my truck 20 hours a day. Okay. We had our oil field, little stuff that you get away with in the oil field because you didn't really drive anywhere. We were just very local and in and out of the truck all the time. So, I mean, we had different rules than everybody else. But, if you're not in it to grow the company, I wouldn't do it. I mean, because then you have so much money in that equipment, and the diesel semi trucks are going to start losing value big time in the near future. Tesla trucks, the self-driving trucks, is coming up in the ranks extremely fast, and there's nothing we can do to stop it. The laws are going to allow it because it's going to get to a point where it's actually safer than a person being in the truck. I know it's hard to believe. I kind of disagree with that. I hate the idea that, just because a computer, maybe the computer shuts down or something while the truck's going down the road, that it could crash and kill somebody, but at the same time, there's a lot of truck drivers every year that have heart attacks and stuff. And so the statistics are going to, it's going to make it to where it's going to be self-driving trucks. That's all there is to it. It will not get rid of all truck drivers. That's not possible. But, well, my phone hasn't been charging. Forgot to hit the button. Um, but, if I was going to get back into a trucking company, I would definitely be going for a Tesla truck, because the only way you really compete in the market anymore is, being able to do it cheaper or have better service. I mean, what are you going to offer the customer? How are you going to get that customer? You got to either do it better or cheaper, one or the other. So, I mean, you can give them better customer service, or you can do it faster. The team driving stuff, I can see is probably going to be one of the first things to really get impacted. The cross country stuff, the really long miles. If they can take a truck, if they can get it legal for a Tesla truck, self-driving, to hook up, two trailers, two 53-footers to haul goods and stuff across, from Midwest or whatever to California. Yeah, I can see that coming in. Steve taught me well. I guess we lost him in 2013, the throat cancer. I really wanted to get hooked up with Panther before everything happened. Yeah, I mean, Panther used to be a good company. Not so much anymore. You, boy, I tell you what, I've talked to some of those guys that's got the little short straight trucks, and boy, they were doing good, like real good at one time with the expedited freight, and not so much. I mean, well, I don't know about now, but before I got out, I talked to a few of them, and they were not doing so very good. I mean, it was not looking good at all. And I don't know what all has happened, if that company's even still out there. Simply, oh no, not good. Simply Jan said, I hate to go, but I must. It's been great visiting with y'all. All right, Jan, we'll see you. I know we're sitting here talking about trucking. You may not be too into that, but change the subject if you want. Dawn Lee said, bye-bye, Jan. I mean, it's kind of crazy. Like, why didn't I do more YouTube when I was actually out on the truck? I shot a lot of videos. I've got a lot of videos that I could put out there, but when I do put those out there, they don't do very good on my channel. I probably should have done more, like about the owner operator stuff, because I learned so much about it. I mean, I went to school at NASTC, NASTIC. I went there, basically took their crash course schooling to learn how to run a trucking company, all the ins and outs and legality stuff. I mean, most of it I already knew, just from being a truck driver for so many years. But I mean, there was some good tips and stuff, and then I got to network with quite a few other owner operators that actually had been an owner operator for many years, and was able, I got their number and stuff, and if I had questions on something, I could call them. Most of the time, that was like my wife taking care of the paperwork, and she went to the class with me also. And so she stayed home and took care of the paperwork side of it. She didn't really do the dispatching or anything like that for me. I took care of everything. I couldn't let her decide what loads I was going to take or anything. That I would have probably lost everything within a month. She just, I don't know, she wasn't geared for that, really. I mean, she could be a dispatcher, but I wouldn't want her to be negotiating with brokers. Don Lee said, I think it's interesting hearing about what issues truckers face. It gives me a new perspective. Yeah. Yeah, like, and the biggest problem nowadays is legislators pushed in the e-log. And the e-log, in my opinion, actually forces drivers to be unsafe. It forces them to drive when it says, hey, it's time to drive. It's time to drive. Doesn't matter if you're tired or not. I mean, I could work 20 hours a day, and then there was days where I just took the day off, because I was tired. If I was tired, I didn't drive. That was my rule. If I'm tired, if I'm kind of groggy-eyed or whatever, I would shut it down. And then when I was wide awake, I drove, you know. And and they say, well, there's a lot of people that ruin that or whatever. People doing drugs to get more money, uh, which is kind of true I mean, for some that did happen and it messed things up for people. But the e-log thing is all about transitioning to self-driving trucks and everything. So, I mean, it's sad that Congress can basically make a law that tells you when to get up and drive, and it doesn't allow the driver to make their own decisions anymore. Asked myself the same. 6 years of traveling the country and my schoolie, and didn't start a YouTube until I settled down. Yeah, that, like, a lot of people I talk to that haven't started a channel yet, and they're doing some amazing things. I'm like, hey, like, your story is really cool, and they don't think it is. They're like, man, my life is so boring. I'm like, you don't even get it. Like, it's not, your life ain't boring to somebody out there wants to see what you're doing. I mean, it don't matter who you are. You will find people who enjoy watching whatever it is you're doing, especially like some of these people who are going off grid, getting away from the hustle and bustle life. And I like watching that kind of stuff. mm. Templin Acres, good morning. Not sure who is getting the additional money. Broker driver just offsets increased input cost, but I do know it is costing us quite a bit more. Yeah, I mean, when I was in Hopper Bottom, I found out, well, I was doing a run for a broker for a few years up in Kansas City, and then I became owner operator. I'd done the same load that came from another broker, and I found out what it really paid. Well, I found out what that broker paid, and I was like, it was like, I don't know, it was like, I guess, eating that apple from the tree of knowledge, right? I was just like, my eyes were open. I was like, holy crap, I've been getting ripped off for years. There's actually a load up in St. Joe, Missouri, which is like, I don't know, hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes away. That load you pick up in St. Joe, take it to Kansas City. All right. It's only, it's not very far, right? Um, and you can haul 2 a day, and that load pays you $500 from that broker. Before, it wasn't paying anywhere near that we were hauling it. I was driving for a guy, driving the same truck, driving for a guy here pretty close by. He has quite a few trucks. He's a brokerage, and we weren't getting even half of that, and busting our butt, haul 3 of those a day, and then 1 load from Kansas City down to Decatur. But man, I tell you what, I got to be an owner operator, and I started hauling the higher value loads like fish meal and stuff like that. The meat and bone meal. I didn't touch wheat or corn anymore because it was too cheap. But that load, $500, and you could haul 2 of them in a day, and then you could get another load from the place that you unloaded at. You get another load going south down here that would get me home, and so that was like a $1,500 day to the truck. Of course, before expenses and everything, but pretty dang good day, if you ask me. I mean, if a truck makes at least 800 a day, you're doing okay. But I mean, $1,200 a day is pretty, that's a number to shoot for, right? Uh, I got that load a few times, and I called that broker and I said, put me on that load every day. I will do it dedicated. I did it for a little while, and then he had to put someone else on. He's like, we can't just give it to you. um, Patty Price said, I totally agree on the E-log. Yeah, Big Brother keeps getting bigger. Yeah, he sure does. Watching off-gridders is like cheering on Robin Hood. Sort of. Patty Price said, well, guys, been fun. Got to run my errands now. Have a great day, everyone. Dave, I will get a hold of you on the roosters. Can't have any mean ones. I mean, they're not mean, like, to me, but, like any rooster is not going to get along with a bunch of other roosters when there's ladies around, right? That's just how roosters are. Can't have too many of them. All right. Grandchildren to raise with their hens. Yeah. You really, I don't know. They could be mean to a kid. I mean, that's any rooster, really. Just because the child's going to be smaller. So, yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't have any roosters around children, personally. Templin said, my brother-in-law hauls a lot of hazardous anhydrous and propane. Wanted my husband to get into it, but I don't think that I could take him being on the road for months at a time. Yeah. When I was owner-operator, it was just simple fact that I had to be gone for at least 3 months at a time to actually really make money. And I would come home and I'd take like a week off, maybe 2 weeks. But then I paid for it whenever I do that. And then there's also like your broker or your dispatcher, if you're not hauling for them for a week or two straight, they kind of take it out on you. They say they don't, but they do. They take it out on you when you come back out. They give you like the crap runs because they've got someone else that's already taken over the good ones. So, I mean, that happens. And I know they say they don't do it, but they do. Patty said, I have 2 pens with 10 hens, and each one I'm with them when they feed them. Okay, yeah, I mean, if you got them locked up, then yeah, I mean, you could do that as long as you're right there. And I mean, the way I showed these roosters that I was boss, they'd come up to me and I just stomp my foot at them, and kind of jump at them. And that they kind of looked at me like, oh man, he means business, And sometimes I go in there, I got a sorting stick here for cattle, I don't hit them with it or anything. It's a fiberglass stick. You go in there with a stick in your hand and they don't want to mess with you. And you don't have to smack them or nothing. You can just use that to kind of, if you want them off to one corner, or if you're trying to get, want to sort them out and just have one go outside. Or, I mean, if you need to do something like that, that's what's nice about that. Or you can use like a walking stick. But I prefer something that's bright, like this yellow here, bright color. So they see that and they don't want anything to do with that. They will, you move it towards them, they'll get away. And that way you're kind of not having to put your body up there, like move them around by walking toward them, really. So that's pretty handy. And if they're outside and you're trying to corral them back into your fenced in area, this, holding that stick out to the side is kind of like when you're holding your arms like this, making yourself look bigger. You can use that to help keep them from getting around you. That's what I've found. Yeah, I'm caught up on the chat. We've been on here 2 hours and 13 minutes. Wow, that went by pretty quick. It's crazy. Possum Run said, time to get this day going. Let's see all around. I need to figure out what I'm going to do today. Man, I've got video to edit. I wanted to get out here and do some milling, but not today. Maybe tomorrow morning. Depends on if it's going to rain or not, but it's already getting pretty humid. Oh, but guys, thank you all for popping in here. I love it, having these chats on Monday. Coffee with you guys. It's been really cool hanging out with you. So, yeah, we'll see you next Monday. And I don't know, next Monday we might talk a little bit more about possibly going live on another day, maybe Wednesday or something. I don't know. Just got to figure out exactly when. I'm kind of thinking Wednesday at 5 p.m. You guys let me know. Shoot me a message on here later or whatever if you want. Let me know what you think about that, if it works for you guys. And we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye. Now, if I can figure out how to close this out. We'll see you guys later.